Wanted to do this video here, or stream, to show you guys a little bit more about Dark Hours Raid. What I'm looking at right now are the teddy bears for the Blue Bear accommodation. I'm going to show you where all the spots are, and just talk a little bit about the raid. So you're going to see some, boring stuff. The raid's already been cleared. And this is the first split off. Typically you divide the group 1 left, group 2 right. You take the ropes up and you start splitting up and killing stuff. And as you can see, it's split into blue side, red side, almost mirrored in a way, but on each side there's something a little different. The second bear is up here in this cargo plane. For some reason, that could be really hard to shoot. But over on this side, the first thing that's going to happen, a boomer will come, like a boomer, big machine gun dude, chain gun, comes over this wall. There'll be 2 of them. And there'll be some ads. So you kill those guys, and then you watch over here. Over where it says checkpoint, constant drones, some enemies jump over it. Some people have used... Okay, well, you can see you can get back there, but that's where the ads will come from, and dogs eventually. Dogs will come out once both sides of the normal sets of ads have been cleared, and then this door opens up. It's usually a telltale sign that they're coming. Now on the red side, a little different but still similar. Majority of the ads will come right over this truck. It doesn't hurt to throw like a turret here, because drones will come out of behind here. There's snipers that come out, and there's also a boomer that comes out too. In addition to that, there's another spawn point for where the ads come out of, which is this door. And then one dog comes out of this door, another dog comes over that wall where the checkpoint thing was. And then in the very back, when the dogs come out, there's a helicopter. The helicopter drops off another boomer, some more ads, a medic. It's usually like in about around this area. Once they're all cleared, everything's dead, then it's time to move on. Now we're on our way to the first boss, who is Boomer. Some more teddy bears in here. There's one right there. Let's see. There's one up there. So we are at, that was 1, 2, 3. This is number 4. And then there's one more over here at the donut shack. And for some reason he's just chilling in a box. I don't know why it's so hard to kill them sometimes. Yeah, here's the first boss. There's a few mechanics to this thing, right? The first thing you notice is the turrets. There's 45. And then there's 41 over there. Those turrets are used to take down these nodes. This one, the far one. Same thing on the other side. There's that one. And then there's the one that's closest to it, which is right there. And then you're going to see the computers. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. I'll talk about those in just a second. But what happens is, You divide people up basically into corners or positions. There's a lot of different ways to do it. But the things that people need to know is that ads only come out of the certain numbered doors. 43 they come out of. 44. They will come out of the double doors at the burger joint, and they will come out of the double doors at Donut Shack, and over at 40. It's the only place the ads come from. So you split up your team accordingly, have good ad control, and then you need 2 kiters. The reason you need 2 kiters is because Boomer has an eye mechanic. So when he comes out, he first comes out of here, after you kill the initial set of waves of ads. So one person's over here. What I like to do when I'm kiting is I sit there and I'll shoot his leg, and you'll see his leg buckle. Then you haul your ass over here, get about right here, turn around. Boomer's pretty slow, but when he comes up to meet you, you run through him and jump, turn around, try to tag his green chest, and it'll stun him, put him in a good spot for the guy in 45 to kill him, or shoot his backpack. And then when he goes down, if you're working on the double down thing, you can use the Scorpio. You just have to make sure nobody else hits him. You know, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When he's about to stand up, hit him with that 6th shot. It'll stun him. He'll just sit there, and the guy in the Turk can lay into him again. You can shoot him in the head and do more damage to him. It's really effective. Makes it go pretty quick. You can do it at any time, but 2 times down is like the max, and then he's going to throw his little EMP thing and then run away. Now the person that's usually going to pick him up is the guy that's on the turret, the one that was damaging his backpack. Now when he gets that red eye, there's a couple ways to kite him. It really just depends, but here's a simple pattern, right? I would take him from here, and you see these yellow things? Just kind of follow them. They lead you in a pretty good direction. When you get here, you want to be about this way. When he comes, you know, you're going to have to turn and shoot his chest like at least once. When he comes, and you roll and turn, and he'll be down somewhere in this area. Pretty good spot for the guy in the turret to take him out. You can do the same thing. You can double down him, but by the time you get here, computers will be going off. And what I mean by that is these TV screens that are on every corner where the computers are. If my memory serves me correctly, I believe it goes Alpha, Bravo, I think it's Charlie, then Delta. But you'll see when they light up the computer screens blue. It'll only light up the letters that you need to hit. So when they're up, the kiters, whoever can see it, it's usually one designated person, so they're not all screaming, you don't know what's going on. Let's just say it was computer alpha, right? You have these things will light up. Now, you cannot be in cover and push them. You have to stand up, and you push and hold square on it until it says validated on the screen. You know, it'll be like a green line right here, validated. If it flashes red and says error, either you didn't get it in time or somebody hit the wrong one. That's why it helps to have designated people on designated computers. And yeah, let's just rinse and repeat. You know, then you bring them back this way. You know, I try to stick to the outside and still follow these things in. Alright. You know, you always got to check behind you, make sure his chest piece isn't green, you shoot it, and brings him back here. Then you dive forward, get ready to shoot him again. That's all it is, and there's constant ads coming. And yeah, he's a pretty straightforward boss. It's just a lot of coordination, right? A lot of different ways to do it. Some people will use
inventory.
Like here's some examples of some builds that people run through here. You see, like negotiators, right? Diamondback, M1A. Need the backpack for the 100% damage thing. 4-piece set, just crit hit damage. Kiting, I think all you really need is chest piece with unbreakable. You know, I kite them with this setup. right? And then I throw turret to just help with ads and doors or wherever. You know, if you're not that comfortable, or if you want to help out with your team more, you can put on tardigrade. Right? I mean, there's a lot of ways to do it. And then move on to the next part. So there's a couple bears in here. I don't know if we'll be able to get the one. We'll see. Let's see what happens. So I'll hit the switch. No. Normally this switch would be lit up. You pull it. One person could pull it, and then they could run over here and push this button. And there's another bear that is on the other side of that counter, kind of right about there. And then there's the first keys in the back over. You can see it's already lifted up, but that's the first key. But the other bear is in a suitcase over here, right there. So after, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be 6. And then the one in there would be 7. Now when you push that, when you pull that switch, like sets of drones come out these windows. You know, someone with a, you know, jammer pulse build. It used to just be one set of yellow drones, but then it seems like a second set of reds come out afterwards. After that, now you make your way down the hallway. It's another bear out here. He likes to sit out here. You see him right there? You could shoot through the window to get him. And then there's some more bears along the way. This guy likes to hide in the corner here. And then they stuffed another one in the deep corner, dark corner here. Right. And then here's the second boss. There's a bear right here. Now this is the weasel fight. There's Dizzy and Ricochet are his lackeys. Now you push the computer. Let's see if I open these. Okay. Open both sides. Now there's a couple different ways to do this fight. A lot of people do like one person on A who's a tank, the rest are on B with a healer. Some people don't like doing that. I mean, personally, that's the option we go for when I run with it. It's just a little tricky, you know, if you got good DPS and you have people to stay spread out and stuff, it's fine. But normally, this plane is set down. Alright, there's 3 computers, you know, usually you go back, middle, and front. You use the orientation of the plane. That way you don't go left, middle, right, because on the other side it's reversed. But anyway, once you sync up and push the button, the fight starts. I believe it's Ricochet. He jumps out of this window about right here, and then Dizzy at the same time, you know, jumps out of that window. Now the tank who's over here, he can use whatever he wants to survive. You know, True Patriot, Foundry Bulwark, maybe just even an all yellow build. The most important thing is just to have Vanguard on the build. You know, like a
inventory.
Let's see if I got one on here. I can show you guys real quick. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you could even do like a, where is that? Yeah, see, that's like a True Patriot build I came up with. Foundry, you know, it's all shield health. This would probably work really well. Armor regen. Yeah, this one's more for like hazard. There's a little bit of hazards over here, but not much. Yeah, and you definitely use the big shield and whatever weapons you want. Liberty will work really well. And you just have to stay. You just have to survive. And their job over here, there's a couple ways to do it, but basically they melt Ricochet as fast as they can. Now, if you want to get a little more technical, you wait to kill them, you could switch to gas, maybe put a second person on that side, or just have the tank be close enough to where you could hit the computer. And they could do the gas switch thing. That way you get no smoke, and then it goes right into orange instead of just having purple. It's just, that method's more about speed, you know, so it just depends on your preference. But basically in here, everybody spreads out in here with a healer. And when he first drops down, he just gets lit up. And, you know, you take care of the snipers that come out and shoot the drones. Try to manage the ads that come down. Biggest danger is this is all open, and there's snipers that come down from the other side, at least from that window back there too. So you have to be mindful of line of sight. You know, like if I'm sitting over here, that sniper in that window, it can't really see me. But I'd have to watch for flashing lights and the sniper on that side. So you gotta be careful when you're going on. And while that's happening, we like to bring Weasel over and finish him. Now, a lot of people are tempted to be in cover. Now when that happens, Weasel more than likely will target you with that sticky bomb. Beep, 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 boom. That's what gets people killed a lot. You can be behind cover, just don't be in cover, and just keep shooting them. Orange is the damage phase, purple is just survive. The healer, you know, tends to work with someone that's using a booster hive just to kind of help mitigate some of the damage. And it helps with like reload speed and stuff. It's a pretty good utility tool to have. Ammo crates are on this side, same as that. There's another bear here too, chilling on the wheel. So we tend to take Weasel down too because Dizzy doesn't do much. You know, whether it's a little grenade launcher, the minigun, I can't remember, they use both. And you know, if people stay spread out just a little bit, or if they have awareness that when they get the sticky bomb, don't run into the whole group and take everybody with you. That's pretty much it. I mean, the ads mostly rappel down from the ceilings, both sides. They're kind of sporadic throughout the whole fight. Now there's different ways to do it too. You can, I mean, old school way was to do 4 and 4 and try to kill them both around the same time, keep switching the gases. You know, but everyone's coming up with new ideas. Some people use Achilles pulse and just drop them in like a shot or two. Really just depends. But yeah, yeah, the tank like over here can kind of hide a little bit, you know, because they'll usually kill them really fast. And then when the thing comes up, they might have to kind of work to get over here and just bring him, keep him in the corner, and let Weasel come, let somebody else bring Weasel over. And that's pretty much it. It's just staying alive, you know, using your med kits if you have to, picking up people that die, and then that's pretty much it. And here's another teddy bear right here. Alright, now we take the rope up after we're done. And now we're halfway through the raid. There's another teddy bear just chilling on the desk here. And then you make your way across the plane. And almost everybody knows this except for people that haven't done the raid yet, but the first backpack trophy is right here, where the bear is. You just push square, search, interact, get a backpack trophy. And then we keep moving. Now they have gotten pretty creative with where they've hidden these bears. You can see up there on the antenna. And take the rope and go down. Now there's a couple of them hidden throughout here. Let's see, the first one's back this way. He's just sitting here chilling on these little boxes. Right. Then there's another one in the back of this ambulance. And then the last one for this area is in the back of this trunk. Right now, while this is going on, sets of ads are coming from this area. Drones will be getting launched. The drones will blow up if you get too close, or they will, like the assault drones. But then on the left and right here, there's one here, and then there's one on the way here, just chilling in a bin, or whatever you want to call this. Right. And you just keep moving to a different section. Right here behind these bags on the floor. And then there's another area for a key. Right? What you have to do is you make sure you have to take a concussion grenade, throw it through the top of the windows. You see the circle? Like if it were, that's outside. There's different angles and stuff. You want to have it where it's right about as close to the door as possible. Chuck one in there. Should break the lock. Alright, you heard that. Normally it would have opened, but I think since we cleared it, I'm guessing that's why it's not opening. But there's another key. It's on the ground in there. And then there's more teddy bears. Right there. Another one there. This one's kind of tricky. He's hidden in the back corner. See all these stuffed animals, and then he's hiding back there. And then they just decided, hey, let's just put 3 of them right here. Right. Now in this spot, there's a couple people do different things, but usually they had somebody run to get the other key. Like the one I first showed you was the second one. That's the 3rd key in that elevator. While they're doing that, there's 2 heavies that come down the stairs. There's a couple different ads. Once the heavies are done, then this back door opens. 2 dogs will come out and a heavy. They're both purple dogs. They get dealt with, and then the heavy dies, and then there'll be another door open again. Another set of 2 ads come out, and then some ads are like rappelling down from the ceiling. Some are in this area, one usually about over here, and they're still like further up. After I show you where I call this one the crippled teddy bear because they put him in a wheelchair for some reason. There he is. This must be like the kids section, I see all the toys I got. But after you get your keys and stuff, there it is. But this door, another dog will come out. There's some snipers that come out of here, and then this gate will be shut. But once you clear everything, it goes up. And then in this next section, a few more bears on the left and right sides. You can see them chilling right there. Right. And this is like a restaurant or something back here. He likes to sit right there. And this is the 3rd boss, Buddy and Lucy. I guess you could call them bosses, but it's all one fight. Normally these will be down, but just so you can get a better look, you can see he's peeking his head up above those barrels right there. Yeah. Take him out. Alright, and then you'll see up there and green stuff. He's showing right there. And there's another one right there in the bookshelf. Alright, so those are all the bears in here. Now this fight, this side kind of looks red, and this side looks blue. The blue side is Buddy's side, red side is Lucy's side. And the way you start the fight, push the button, they both come out. They're going to meet in the middle. Usually the best skills to use on this fight: Reviver Hive for sure, maybe Oxidizer to take care of Buddy's Seeker Balls, or Healing Chem. Turrets and drones won't work so well here. It depends on what strategy you're using, because as soon as Lucy spins, she'll kill anything that's in sight. But there are interesting places that you can throw turrets, Right, there's a lot of I don't think you can get them out there, but yeah, well, look at that right there on the edge. But when you put them up there, they don't always have line of sight of the dogs. If people are burning them in the middle, Sometimes people pull them, you know, like Buddy will come this way, they'll bring him back here, try to keep him in this room. Meanwhile, Lucy's team is doing the same thing. Now there's been other ways too where you could pull Buddy into this room, and you could pull Lucy down here. I don't know, a few people know about this, but up here on these, let me see, whoops, right here. If you stand here, when Lucy spins, she will not touch you. And you're free to just DPS her until you need to. There's different ways to like different strategies too. But the main thing is at the top of your screen there's going to be 2 bars. You know, health bars for Buddy and Lucy. And the idea behind it is that you keep the bars inside this like transparent window. And as you're getting closer and closer to killing them, the window shrinks. Meaning like room for error is pretty slim. It literally can take 1 bullet to put them into what there's called overcharge. And there's different levels of it based on how severe it is. And basically what that does is it forces them, no matter where they are, to come to the middle, and Buddy just heals like crazy and Lucy will not stop spinning. And that's pretty much a wipe, because on these windows, on these screens, there'll be a timer that tells you how long you have to beat them. Now it doesn't mean like after 1 overcharge, game over, but more than likely it's a wipe. You just start over and go for it. But these computers can be used right off the bat to get their eye, their aggro. This one's for Lucy, that one's for Buddy. And that way whoever gets their eye can take them wherever they need to, because sometimes just shooting them alone isn't enough to get their eye. Or people will shoot the wrong one coming out. It's just a surefire way to make sure you get them to where they need to be, depending on what strategy you're using. You know, really good teams, speedrunners and shit, could use like Achilles Pulse, just they one-shot the dogs before they even spin and stuff.
Inventory.
Standard DPS build. A lot of people like using the Scorpios. I use the M1A just in case, you know, Buddy or Lucy needs a little extra damage on them. You know, it depends on your strategy and stuff. So you could, I've seen people use, you know, glass cannon, you know, bullet kings, and just don't stop shooting. Try to balance the bars out as evenly as possible and kill them that way. There's not much else to the room. Different places to sit and cover. Lucy does have line of sight thing, so like instead of being in cover, if you stand here when she's in the middle spinning, she won't hit you. Stand out here even just a little bit, she'll tag you. You could even use, you know, parts of this wall when she first comes out, but if you're too close, she'll get you. There's a lot of different ways to sit, a lot of different places, you know. And then the eye mechanic for either one of the dogs. When you get the eye, if you don't want it, you just simply have to stop shooting and let somebody else take it, let them keep damaging them, and they'll switch to that target. You kind of bounce them around like a ping pong ball in a sense. You do not want to be close to any one of these dogs because they can do some pretty nasty things. Like Lucy does a lot more status effect stuff, fire, poison. Buddy can do similar things, and he does like a EMP thing that messes up your skills, puts them on cooldown. You can't use it till the debuff wears away. And then for Buddy, his little thing is he'll turn green when he's healing. Like once you split them up, he'll be walking around, and then when he stops, that's when Lucy at the same time is starting to spin. You have to be in cover, have to be out of line of sight. You have to be careful that somehow she didn't get in the middle here and now she can see you when normally she wouldn't have. But when Buddy sits down, he kind of squats like a dog, you know, taking a piss or, you know, going to number 2. Then he drops these seeker balls. And for a second or two, they only look like one seeker ball, and you could actually shoot them with a rifle. Or some people use a oxidizer and then kill them that way. You know, if you have your grenade launcher, you can tag them all in one shot. When he stands up, there's a little bit of a delay, but then he's going to start healing. He'll turn green. That's when you pretty much have most of your DPS laying into him, and then it's just rinse and repeat. Lucy's team is just bringing her down, but he's the one that really needs the DPS on him. Now, Lucy's thing is just, you stay away from her too. Like I said, she does fire, she shoots fire grenades, she does the spin. Both of them are kind of like snipers too. They could still hurt you if they catch you out in the open. And if you just watch, this is a pay attention fight. Just watch the bars. Try to keep things balanced. Shoot only when you have to, and exhibit a little bit of self-control when you don't have to. And you do it right, this fight isn't too hard, but it can be a little touchy, a little tricky every now and then. And then, moving on to the last part of the raid. Another bear raid here. Let's see if I can get this guy this time. Alright. And there's another one hiding behind the machines there. Okay. So there's only a couple more bears left, and I'll show you the rest of the spots. But the last key is around the corner here, chilling at the cheeseburger poster. Right there. Not too hidden, Black Friday. But another bear back here, just chilling in the box. And there's one more that's up here. And there he is, right there. Okay, so that's all the bears that are up here. The rest are down here where Razorback is. Now this fight isn't too complicated, just a lot of coordination. Okay. First thing you're going to notice, a lot of open spaces, right? But it's split up into sectors, really. They got all numbered. We call these the plates. So just plate 1, generator 1. Plate 2 is there. Plate 3 is in the back over here. And then there's plate 4, right? Now there's 8 people in a raid, so there's 2 people in each corner. What you generally have is a person that is the drone killer. Hardwired works pretty good. Some people use Future Initiative. It's a jammer pulse, maybe a healing hive. And then they're the survivalist. They use the crossbow, because the crossbow will instantly break this grate when it comes up. Because what happens is you all have to get on the plates at the same time. There's a little bit of leeway where one person can be a little bit late, but the idea is you want them to charge to 100% about at the same time. Because when that happens, that grate opens up in the front, which is where we are, and they open up in the back too. So the survivalist will shoot it with a crossbow, and then the other person is usually a demolitionist, has a grenade launcher, fires a grenade right in there. It's a lot quicker than taking your time and trying to chuck in a concussion grenade, because sometimes they will work, sometimes they'll fall through. There's a lot of glitches and stuff, but it'll be red after it's broken open with the crossbow. It'll turn green when it's good, like when you hit it with a grenade launcher, and it's the same thing in the back. It doesn't matter back here or in the front where the persons are, as long as there's a crossbow and a grenade on the front or the back. It's the same thing. Once the plate's charged, crossbow goes out, poof. Then the grenade launcher dude does his thing, poof. Then these circles, you don't see them, but there would be dotted circles on the outside, and they'd be charging. You'll see the percentage above the generators, right? Around 75 or so. It's when people are getting ready to aim their specials. Once both are green, the circles disappear and you can move out of them. People do damage differently. Because we run a lot of newer people, we do the front until it's done, then we move to the back, just so there's no confusion. Some people go front, back. It kind of just depends on what you guys are comfortable and what you want to do. And then once you're ready to do damage, these wings will actually be up, and then Right about in this area will be the left wing. You know, and it's the same thing on here, the right wing. Once those are both broken, then there will be a thing like this is be standing straight up. There'll be a little flap up there that you can see the health bar. You damage that, it goes 25% at a time. You know, there are some different ways for like speedrunners and stuff that have figured out how to one-shot this. I haven't been a part of that just yet. But in the back, there's weak points are different. They look like little rectangles that go up and down. Once those are broken, it's the same thing. The back's got another weak spot. That's how you do damage to Razorback. You know, it needs to be done twice in the front, twice in the back. The order is really up to you. But once they're both done, it ain't over yet. Everybody would do what they call go home and get to the back air missile turrets, and these little computers will start lighting up one at a time. You know, it'll be all red. This screen will turn red. You'll see like a yellow health bar, and you just shoot this until it blows up. Once all 4 of them are dead, then that's it. Game over. You win. Well, during the fight, there's going to be ads coming out each corner from 2 spots randomly. So for generator 1, and there's going to be a boomer, right? It's a white mechanic. The boomer is going to come out usually the closest way. So he comes out right over the back of this. And then he runs right here. Now the trick to beating him, and a lot of people know this, is you literally shoot him in the ass. It's the fastest way to kill him. You don't shoot him in the body, you don't shoot him in the head. You don't do anywhere else, excuse me, except his ass. And he'll die within any one clip from pretty much any gun, you know. Once he's dead, that prevents it from wiping. And you only have to worry about 1 boomer up until 50% on Razorback. So once you've finished either the front or the back or done, you know, 50% damage to it, then 2 boomers will come out. And it's random. Now I'm just going to show you the spots where the ads come from. And that's pretty much the fight. So the other side, they will come over this thing. There's another teddy bear in here. This is usually the last one. He's there. And I also forgot on generator 1, he likes to hide up in the sky here. You see him? Boom. That's all the teddy bears. But that's the 2 spots where the ads come from. They always come out in 2 sets usually. And sometimes they'll be reds, but they always come from this area. Boomer always comes from here. They'll come over this way. And then on plate 2, generator 2, it's similar to 1, big black truck here. Boomer comes over the top, so do ads. Alright, every corner also has an ammo box. And then if you look here, you see all these black one things, and then boom, nothing there, right? That's the second spot where the ads come out of. What I find useful is throwing turrets, you know, just on the edge of them. And you can even see, you can even look in between here to see, you know, if they're coming or not. If, you know, you're on plate 2, you can definitely see that. What I'm talking about is this. Like, you'll be on plate 2, you'll be watching, and then right there, you can see them kind of flash, and then they'll start crawling up. And the turret slows them down a little bit. You might even be able to kill them on the box. And if your Overwatch 2 has a turret up there with tamper-proof, they'll stay up there, and you both can shoot at them before they, you know, kill them. And plate 3, Overwatch 3, probably one of the toughest ones to do, just because they're so, the spawn points are spread out. And Boomer doesn't have very far to go. Boomer only comes out of this door, and he's sneaky, and he just comes and does his little click-clack, starts raising the turret. But ads will come out of this doorway. They drop right down. You can put a turret with tamper-proof, like in the area where they come down. It'll slow them down too. Or the other spot is this door, right? You could put tamper-proof right on that door, and you'll know when they come up. You'll look for the thing. But where I like to sit, just because of how fast Boomer can come out sometimes, I like to just kind of be around this area. You know, you can still see almost both of them kind of, but you get a good lineup if they're coming here, and if they're not, you know, you could come this way and just start laying into them. Some people, you know, like to use up here if you want. You can see things, but I don't recommend it. You could put turrets in a lot of interesting places. You know, they will fit pretty much anywhere. Here, garbage bin. I used to like here because it would sometimes pick up them when they come that way. I'd have line of sight that way. You could throw it on top of this, up there. There's all kinds of places to put the turrets. Overwatch 4 and Plate 4 can be a little tricky. Their set of ads usually come right where you drop down, or they will come out the door. And Boomer, he always comes out that door. Same thing, people can use turrets with tamper-proof. They're pretty good. People could even, like, you know, you could even use a blinder. If you want to get creative, you could use, you know, maybe a status build, riot foam, I don't know. But I like this area because you can see everything up here except 2, but you can see if Boomer's coming out on 2. You just won't be able to help much with it. But you could definitely help with ads. You could even shoot Boomer from over here. Might not be able to kill him in time, but you can, you know, this is probably where your strongest DPS should go, in my opinion, just because they can help with so many things. They can pretty much see all of 1. They can help with pretty much all of 2, except there's some line of sight issues, you know, but the ads are usually coming out in this area, right? Your ads, though, when you're up here, they can be kind of hard for you to kill, so you're constantly doing a lot of, like, moving around, catching them, right? And yeah, that's pretty much it. So and then the last part, the best part, is that your last key will be in the loot pile. That's probably going to be about right here. And once you kill Razorback, there's going to be a loot pile here, and you just kind of follow this. There's going to be a trail. Just follow it up, and then this, it'll be open. And the box back there, that's where you can pull your Eagle Bear. It needs 5 keys. And that's pretty much all there is to Dark Hours. Most of the builds you use just depends on your preference. You know, typical
inventory
raid DPS. You know, Unbreakable for, I guess, newer players. Glass Cannon when you get more comfortable. You can even switch this. You know, maybe put on an assault rifle. Put like Regulus, and boom. Could even change this if you wanted to Grupo gloves. I don't know if I have a pair. I don't think I have a pair at the moment. Right. Yep. And that's all she wrote. So hope this helps. Anyway, you guys take care.